regards to that, let's record a bit of silence, a few seconds, because I can use
so you can
that
figure out what to
lower the fan sound. So let's just do that now. God damn it! Stop making sounds.
It's supposed to be silent.
Fuck.
Is that enough? How much silence do you need to...
And I know it's a few seconds. One wasn't enough.
We had a couple. We had like 2.
Well, let's just give it a good 5.
Alright, I'm going to clap, spike the mic to show that we're starting.
Spaghetti and meatballs. Alright. Now the fun can begin.
It begins!
Milady. What were we talking about? Sheol? Oh, I looked into it. Hebrew underworld. There is a sort of... I mean, there's very little description of it. And it might just mean the grave.
Did we do an intro?
No.
Okay. Thanks for tuning in to Biscuits and Backshots. This is episode...
23.
23, wow.
I think.
23.
It might be
episode
22 because I might end up scrapping one of them entirely.
Completely wipe it. Yeah. Today the topic is space.
Oh.
In any sense of the word.
So you know that space, like space, is not fully
outer space.
Empty.
What?
Gluon fields, the vacuum fields.
Wait, are you saying it's not... Okay, because I feel like saying that outer space is not fully empty is a pretty obvious statement. So I'm curious as to what you mean.
Like any 10 by 10 foot cube of space, like in our solar system at least, is full of weird fields that aren't truly nothing.
Well, I feel like we believed this when we were talking about the ether back in the day.
Hmm?
The ether? That was the prevailing theory of
what right.
Is
I thought you meant you and
space,
me.
The ether. No.
I was like, when did we talk about that?
No, the prevailing theory that, space has volume, so to speak.
It is sort of like a mana kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, I guess we were right. Sort of.
So we were right, and then we were wrong, and now we're right again.
And that's sort of how it tends to oscillate. Yeah. But, presumably, and we're not 100% sure on this because it's very, very far away, but intergalactic space may indeed be nothing. Like, really nothing.
So is this like an atmosphere situation where it just fades? Because I find it hard to believe it, like... it's almost like an asymptotic relationship if we're believing that there is and then there is not. It's not like there's a hard cutoff, hard boundary.
No, it's more of a fade because it would be the further you get away from the galactic center, which is usually like a supermassive black hole, right?
Yeah.
There's no chain reaction of gravity attracting, forces attracting the I think it's gluon fields. I'm going to feel like a shithead if it's not.
It sounds like a fake word.
I'm going to look it up. That's part of the show.
I mean, muon is a term. So I could see them saying gluon. Using gluon. This is part of the episode where we Google something?
Yeah.
By the way?
And it came early again this week.
That's fine. Sometimes we have to access the collective consciousness.
Yeah. Four vector field... operation of gluons.
I mean, there's an article on Google that has the word gluon in it.
Made of. I mean, it is a thing, but it might not be the thing I'm thinking of.
We can just reference ether as a catch-all, if you so desire.
We call it vacuum fields, because I know that was part of it. Well, needless to say, I haven't done a whole lot of research on this. I read it a while ago.
Yeah.
But apparently there is a small amount of stuff, though it's like even less stuff than normal, because it's space. But there's a small amount of stuff in there. Until you get into intergalactic space, which we believe to be fully nothing, or dark matter, which we don't know what that is and could be nothing.
Which is interesting considering dark matter has been a subject for a long time.
Yeah, they're trying to figure it out.
Still not making much progress. Well, I'm sure we are, and by we I mean people vastly more intelligent than myself.
Yeah. But even them, they're taking a shot at it and then checking if it's true in complicated ways.
Well, that's how science works.
Yeah.
It's taking shots.
But sometimes,
educated guesses.
Sometimes it's like one truth leads to another, but that is not what's happening with dark matter. They're just going for it.
Shooting.
Trying shit.
Taking shots in the dark?
Yeah, it literally.
Yeah.
Take shots at the dark matter.
Thanks for tuning in to Biscuits and Backshots.
Way to start again.
We gotta restart. Spaghetti and meatballs.
The subject this time is space. Space!
Ooh, space. I like space.
Mm-hmm.
So, I've been thinking about doing this for a while. Just didn't. Considering I've gone through numerous career changes in my life.
Yeah.
Trying to figure... Because I've had jobs. I've had numerous jobs. I've had jobs that pay well. That are cushy, work from home, make double what I've ever made at any other job. Still ended up losing it, and
like losing it, like the job or it.
The job.
Okay.
Yeah. So I try to think about, and that's not like it was absolutely my fault why I lost the position. So I'm not, so I'm factoring that in. I'm not saying like, oh, they fired me for fucking, being too white or whatever stupid reason. It's absolutely I got bored and got lazy.
Yeah.
So I've been meaning to, and just recently began trying to figure out and keep track of things that I enjoy and find interesting that the vast majority of people do not. Because I feel like that's a very important factor. The supply and demand sort of thing.
That's why I went with data analysis. Because I was surprised to find that I do enjoy that shit quite a bit. Spreadsheet and graphing, and also just figuring shit out. So I like really complicated Sudoku puzzles, as
you do.
And I figured, well, before I knew that I liked it, I was like, this sounds like a really boring job title, and it's always in demand, probably because it sounds like a boring thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's people out there who their whole career is just ants.
Yeah.
And they just study ants.
Mm-hmm.
And they love it.
Ontology.
You see the videos that people release, and they love that. And I'm like, that's fucking awesome that you have found something that you enjoy as much as you do, and that isn't popular. Because I feel like that's a very important aspect,
Yeah, it is helpful, at least.
So I've been keeping track. I started keeping track and plan on continuing to keep track of things and notice things as I go about my day-to-day life. Notice things that I catch myself doing with more enjoyment than I feel is typically warranted.
Like what? What have you found so far?
So, one of the ones, and I think the one that kind of got me actually started on this was I have a tendency, if I'm playing video games, like first-person shooter, let's say, for this example, it's a first-person shooter, and you get to unlock all of these different guns. I know. I end up playing them because friends want to play them.
Right.
But,
Counter-Strike 2.
No, thankfully. But no, it's BattleBit, the Roblox-style shooter. Yeah. So we're playing that, and there's a bunch of different weapons you can unlock. And all of these weapons have stats. And it shows, like, the velocity of the bullet, and the accuracy, and the control, and all of this kind of stuff. Okay. So, I like sniping in video games. Solely because I'm fucking terrible at running around and using my reaction time to kill other people. I'm just not good at that. Not fast enough. Don't really enjoy it.
You have to be in the right
age bracket.
Well, age bracket and, like, mind state. And even if you're quite good at it, a lot of the time you will find that you're not in the right mind state to Rambo sometimes.
So I prefer the concept, and I really enjoy bullet drop.
Bullet drop?
Bullet drop.
Oh.
So, like, you don't point the crosshair at someone who's 1,000 meters away and it hits them in the head.
Range.
You have to aim up.
Yeah.
You know, you have to calculate that. Because it adds a lot more skill and suspense to sniping.
Mm-hmm.
And I really enjoy getting into a sniper fight with somebody.
Yeah.
Because it's just mano a mano.
Yeah.
You both essentially have the same weapon. It's just a matter of who can time it, who can line up the shot.
Yeah. First.
Who
triangulates the position more quickly.
Yeah. And I really enjoy that. So I was looking at all the different snipers in the game. And keep in mind, these are sniper rifles. There's like 6 of them. They all function pretty much the same.
Mm-hmm.
They're just slightly different in varying ways. One of them, has a higher velocity, so the bullet gets there faster, but it has lower control, so the crosshair waves around more as you're aiming down the sight.
Oh, I know where you're going with this. Yeah.
So I'm comparing all of these, and I was just in the training area where there's targets at varying distances, and I would pick one of them, and I would, aim at a certain spot, and I use the crosshair with the marks to show, like on the bottom for distance. And I'd aim at a certain spot and fire and see where it hit. And then I would aim up, and then I'd find out where you would have to aim with that gun in order to get a headshot every time. And then I'll put an attachment on it. And then I'll go and test it with that attachment on it. And then I'll put 2 attachments on it and see if they counteract each other, etc., etc. And then I'll compare that with another gun. And I've often in games found that the stats aren't completely accurate. There's one gun that has a velocity of 800 meters per second. I'll fire that one, and then I'll fire one that has a velocity of 600 meters per second. It actually hits higher, meaning that in truth, it has a higher bullet velocity, assuming that all other variables are the same.
Yeah.
But I'll catch myself, not catch like it's a bad thing, but I'll notice, like, I've been in the shooting range. It's not like I love this game, but I've been in the shooting range comparing the slight differences in these sniper rifles and their attachments for like an hour. Not playing the game, and that's a whole other thing, because like what classifies playing the game? I'm kind of playing the game right now, but like this doesn't feel like something that someone who's as new into the game as I am would be doing, because it honestly isn't going to make that much of a difference.
Yeah.
If somebody who is better than me has the worst sniper in the game versus me using the best one, they're still going to beat me.
More importantly, only one of them doesn't have the lens glint.
Yes, the medium scopes I found do not have glint.
Yeah.
And that, for the listeners out there, that means that if another person is looking at you while you're sniping, there's no reflection like a giant flashlight off of your scope.
They'll see someone's trying to kill them.
Right. Medium scopes don't zoom in as much, but you can't see that, so you can hide in the trees, and it would be a lot harder to see you, which is what I do because I'm scared.
So you're thinking your ideal career would be either professional assassin, right? Or Q. Not Q. M? Who's the guy from James Bond that makes all the fucking toys?
I think it's Q.
Is it Q?
Regardless, the guns isn't what matters to me here.
It's the stats.
It's the stats.
Mm-hmm.
And my comparison of those stats. My comparing of those stats. Like you were saying, you like data.
Mm-hmm.
I feel very similar. In that I can trust, not obviously always, but I like comparing stats. So I've put some thought into, like, okay, I don't really know what the difference between, like, data analyst and statistician is. But maybe that's something that I would be interested in doing. I really like rocks. I've always liked rocks. I'll walk around on the edge of a lake and just pick up rocks while everyone fucking swims around.
Yeah.
And like, ooh, that one's cool. Which one's cooler?
Once you're done splashing around.
Once I'm done splashing.
Correct.
Once I've almost drowned from splashing.
Exhausted from splashing.
He's just wiped. But another one that has come up numerous times, because I was having a conversation with my mom about space. Because she hates space. Doesn't like it.
Too scary.
And she's not the only person. You know, because it's very large and empty. And we aren't built to be able to comprehend large things in distances
or
and speeds.
Yeah.
But I look up at the night sky and I see all the stars. And
you're filled with a sense of awe and glee.
Yeah. It's
the average person is filled with an impending dread.
You know, I think Neil deGrasse Tyson said, you know, he looks up at the night sky and he doesn't feel small, but he feels big.
It's clear from his personality.
You know, he feels big because he's like, everything is made of the same.
Stardust.
The same stardust, right. Exactly. I don't feel that way. I look up at space because I've thought about that, and I'm like, actually, no, I don't. That doesn't ring true with me. I look up at space, and I feel cripplingly small. Insignificant is a word that I would say.
Nearly
nothing. Which, on the surface level, sounds like a negative.
Sounds bad, yeah.
But
could be good.
I look up at the stars in space, and I think about, like, Hubble Ultra Deep Field. How they pointed the lens, they pointed the camera at a tiny little pinpoint of emptiness.
Yeah, the blank.
And then it was actually
full of junk.
Completely full of junk.
Yeah.
You know? And just looking up and thinking about the fact that that's, like, if I was somehow able to, like, extreme long exposure the night sky.
It would just be white.
That's what it would... Well, yeah, it would be white, but also, like, before we reach that point, being able to see that level of cluster.
Oh, yeah.
And clutter in the night sky, it makes me feel tiny and insignificant. And in that, if I'm dealing with problems or having a hard time, and I look up at the night sky, it gives me this sense of, like, nothing out there... I don't even want to say doesn't, like, the stuff that's up there, I don't even want to say, like, doesn't care what I'm going through. Yeah. It doesn't even know.
Yeah.
It doesn't even factor in. My life, the most important person on Earth's life.
So you.
Me, obviously, is nothing to the rest of the universe, you know? And I'm like, you know what, I think I'm hot shit, I think my life is important, we as a humanity and as a society think that we're hot shit, think that we're important, but, bro, we are nothing compared to the universe.
It's the idea that saying God don't care can have different effects on different
people only ever say that when it's a negative thing, you know. A flood comes and it's like, God works in mysterious ways. And no one's like, oh, you had a child and it's amazing and beautiful? God works in mysterious ways, I guess.
Yeah.
Like,
when in reality, it's possible that he blinked and missed the Holocaust because it was so very far away.
I just choose to, I'm not even going to believe, and I think this is kind of one of the big follies of, actually, I would wager to say, like, one of the biggest follies of man is the belief that we understand what God's intentions are.
And that's...
The belief that we even have the ability to comprehend that is just, like, if God is real and has even a minutia the level of power, so to speak, that we believe he does, he or she.
Then we're essentially an ant colony. But less than that, it'd be like a colony of bacteria. And it is possible for someone to love their bacteriums, but, in the way that you would love a colony of bacteria.
I don't even necessarily feel like I'm thinking that like God is bigger or higher or larger or smarter or anything like that. Just believing that we even have the capability to understand our relationship with God. Not in the sense of like we are nothing to God there, we are just bacterium, but like we don't even fucking know.
Yeah, we can't.
We cannot fathom.
Can't see
at all.
Thinking
at all. And trying to reason and understand
and put
the relationship that God and I have, God and us have is arrogant.
Yeah,
it's wildly arrogant.
Literally impossible. And man, that's what annoys me the most about when politicians, usually from a particular side, but not always. But when a politician will say, like, God wants me to do something, or God's on
our side.
That's like one of the... Like, you know how they say, like, you say, oh my God, and it's like, oh, you're taking the Lord's name in vain. It's like, that's not what that means. Using the Lord's name in vain is saying shit like God thinks this when you don't actually know, you know?
Yeah, that feels way more...
That's way worse than being like, you know, using it as an exclamation.
God damn it.
Which, who would, like, if somebody used my name like that, I wouldn't say they're...
Damn it.
Yeah.
Oh my...
like, what? Alright, fine.
Okay.
But if somebody said, wants me,
be like, no,
to be
don't
president,
fucking... Whether or not you're right isn't even a factor.
Yeah, no, it's like...
That you
I don't remember fucking telling you that.
Yeah.
I think I was creating fucking black holes and spinning them around each other to see what happens. Because I'm incredibly bored and lonely up here in space.
Maybe he's not. Maybe there's more gods.
Yeah, who knows?
So that's you know... That was, speaking of, like, gods...
That is one of my prevailing beliefs of religious significance, is that if there is a God... Because, I mean, imagine, if you will, there was, at one point, zero anything except a God, right? So for a potentially infinite stretch of time, there's just nothing but God, just sitting there in the darkness. Now, you'd have to be lonely to some extent. Even if it's in a
This
very
is also
godly
assuming
way.
that God functions in the same way that we function and can even feel loneliness.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. That's one of the things that catches me each time. Just in the way I'd have to think about that, you know. Might not be true. I don't necessarily even believe it, but I feel like if it is true, that would follow for me, I think. Some form of, you know, you'd want to fill the place with stuff, you know?
Yeah, but if we're talking about getting lonely...
I'm doing the exact thing we just said.
Yeah.
But that is something I think a lot.
My first thought is like, okay, if I was lonely, I wouldn't create a fucking ant colony.
No, you'd create a bunch of friends.
Exactly.
But I feel like you'd want to build up. Because if you just made a bunch of friends, like, let's pretend you're a scientist, you just created an AI girlfriend. It would be pretty weird for a long time, considering the amount of work you spent making it.
Depends how lonely you are.
I guess you're right. You might fall right into it.
I mean, you designed it for that purpose. People fall in love with pillows, man.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'd fall in love with if an AI girlfriend, if I told her
if you worked really
the
hard
same
on it,
fucking story 3 times, and every single time she laughed and wasn't like, you've already told me that story. Head over heels. Head over heels. That's all it takes. I'm a simple man. You want some chicken nuggets?
God, yes.
Yeah, see? People are all like, oh, she gotta have a fucking tight pussy. Oh. I'm like, no. Cook me some fucking chicken nuggies and be the most attractive woman on the planet. And that's all I ask.
If
you're designing your own AI girlfriend, I don't see why you wouldn't make them your ideal partner.
I was going to say, they wouldn't even have to have a body if they were nice to you and made you chicken nuggets.
I like butts, though.
Yeah.
I really like butts.
But if you were in an empty void.
If I had no previous concept of a woman and I was just creating a partner, then yeah.
What would that... Let's thought experiment. Let's put ourselves in God's shoes. What would that be like?
Well, there's that monk who died without ever having seen a woman.
What?
At like 80. Yeah, I can't remember. I want to say it was in the UK or something. But he was in like a lighthouse, essentially. In a little monastery.
In the Dark Ages, I imagine.
No, I think it was relatively recent.
What?
Actually. Yeah, but he is well known. He was famous for having died and never seeing a woman. Let's see. Monk died never seeing a woman. One such person is Mihailo Tolotos, a Greek monk who was a lifelong resident of Mount Athos, Eastern Orthodox monk, never seeing a woman in his 82-year-long life. Let's see.
Now, we have to believe that this is a human person, unless he's completely asexual. He must have still gotten horny.
So this
right?
is in the late 1800s, early 1900s. He died in 1938.
Okay. So pre
women.
Well, no, I guess there was photographs at that point, but he might not have.
He's in a monastery.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like they have Wi-Fi.
In theory, he could have avoided all photography, or even paintings.
It wouldn't even really be that hard. And maybe he saw a painting of one, but he
just
never
got
saw...
fucking hard. What is happening to me?
Born around 1856, Tolotos faced a tragic start to his life when his mother passed away a mere 4 hours after his birth. So he never even saw his mom.
That's sad.
I hadn't thought about that previously.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be a necessity for having never seen a woman in life.
Well, I can't imagine he set that as his goal.
No. I mean, when would he have done that? In the ether, I suppose. Pre-birth.
It is very important that my mother die.
Oh, here's a concept. Because there's this Mark Twain quote. I think it's Mark Twain. But he's saying that he's not afraid of death because he was dead for the entire time before he was born.
Yeah, and that's what freaks me out.
That's
one of the things that freaks me out.
That strikes me as a false equivalency. Because we can't be sure that non-existence and death are going to be the same thing. And we also can't guarantee that, pre-birth is the same as death, even. So that one always, that's no reason to not fear death. In fact, that sort of makes it worse for me.
Yeah, I heard that once a while ago. It was like, I don't remember anything that happened before I was alive, and therefore I won't remember anything that happens after I die. It's just a lights off situation.
I believe that after you're dead, it's not scary, but oh boy, in the moments before, I could fit a lot of fear in that time.
unless you die of hypothermia.
Yeah, you get poleaxed.
If you die of hypothermia,
if you have hypothermia, you're euphoric. After you're done with all the fear, but even that fear is going to be, sort of dimmed by the extreme cold and pain. So even then,
if you just took a rock to the back of the head,
if you get poleaxed, you're just gone. No fear necessary, and that probably would be the ideal way. Just sudden, violent,
gone.
Yeah, just blink. Then you don't have to worry about it. But otherwise, I just can't see. I'm tied to the trolley. I'm on one track, the other track has some dude's family, and it's fair enough, he's gonna pick me, right?
Yeah, he's gonna pull that lever.
I got plenty of time to think there, and I don't think I'm gonna be like, well, you don't have to be afraid of death, because once you meet it, you're not even there anymore. I wouldn't be able to fucking calm myself down in that way. I'd be like, oh god, oh no. I'm gonna get hit by a train.
That's something that's always made me hesitant too about, the afterlife is a good thing, it could be a good thing, whatever. There's a part of me that's like, why do we fear death then? Why is that an innate thing?
I mean, there is
fearing death, and I understand that, survival instinct.
Yeah,
is the main culprit there.
Because life wants to propagate like a virus throughout the universe.
But why?
Why? Is it to combat entropy? Is there even a reason? Or is it just its accidental function?
Why do we have Why is it necessary for us to want to survive, to compete, and prolong our lineage?
Who started this?
Chicken or egg?
What's the purpose? Well, egg, because there's eggs before.
Yeah, that's and that's it's like I used to think like, oh, fucking egg, obviously, because dinosaurs laid eggs, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was like,
you're taking it too seriously.
Let's just not everything has to be literal.
I'm still like that, but yeah, I don't know. We can't determine A, whether there's a purpose for life and its various functions, and B, if there is a purpose, why it was put in place if it was put in place.
And see, this is now harking back to what I was talking about last week. I don't think it was during the podcast, but I was talking about how I prefer in certain circumstances, I choose ignorance.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking about life and the purpose of life and the beginning of life as we know it, that kind of stuff I used to really enjoy.
Yeah. It
but
became too much.
It got to be too much. And now I'm like, you know what? I know that there's a lot of things that actively bring me joy, and I classify myself as a hedonist. Yeah, so sure. I'm going to actively search out the things that bring me joy, and that's really all that matters to me.
Yeah, that's sort of why we talked about
being a joyful person, being
week.
Around joyful people spreads, so you're like, you're spreading the joy as well.
Yeah, both of us used to be way more into like big philosophical questions.
Oh, fuck yeah.
But then at a point you get old enough and you're like, this will... Like, you do get to the philosophical question of why am I questioning this? And you get to the answer that this will all lead to nothing. No answers, at least. So the end result will only be its effect on your mood.
Or a panic attack.
Yeah.
Which is what happened in my situation.
Most of the time, unless you're, you've got a very strong mental state, of the kind of which I do not have, you will end up realizing that considering all these things will bring you nothing but despair.
Yep. That shit led me into a fucking psychiatric facility, so I am actively
and that's why I don't like the movie Enter the Void. It's not worth it.
Just make yourself happy. Do happy stuff.
Yeah, do happy stuff. Look
at otters and don't think about the fact that they rape baby seals. Just enjoy the otter.
You guessed correct, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Should we explain that?
No. Why would we do that? Why would we spread despair?
It's fun to share. I don't know.
No. I when I was looking through the comments of that video, and people were talking about like, oh, I could have gone my whole life not knowing that about baby otters, and the person who had originally posted it was like, well, you have to know, or like it's important that people know and be knowledgeable and are aware. And I wanted to just like do the thing that I'm sure you are aware of, where I turn and face the person and scoot really fucking close to them and go, no.
No, it
isn't.
Not necessarily.
And that's not even me like, oh, no, it's not. But like, okay, you know what? The stage is yours. Prove to me why it's important.
Yeah.
Prove to me why it's important that we understand. There's certain situations where it's like, okay, yeah, it's important to know that riding a motorcycle is dangerous because you have to know that that's a risk you're taking.
Or if
not
otters
you don't have to know negative things.
Well, if otters were like negatively affecting the population of seals,
and there was something
or if
that
they were
you
big
could
enough
do to affect it,
to fucking kill us, then indeed it would probably be a good thing to know.
Right, but they're not.
They're not. Yeah.
So, like, just spreading negative information.
If you have a pet baby otter and a pet baby seal.
Yeah, keep them away from each other.
It would be an important thing to know. But for the average layman.
But, like, don't tell me you should know, you have to know. Knowledge is, for whatever reason, and I get it because I used to feel this way when I was a teenager. I used to be like, knowledge, learn. The more you can, like, everything you can learn is good. And I'm like, no. Now I choose ignorance.
It turns out
ignorance is bliss. There's some things that I don't need to know and can live my entire life not knowing, and in no way, shape, or form will be affected negatively by.
Yeah. I still have some desire to
That
learn
morbid
negative
curiosity.
things. Well,
sure.
morbid curiosity and a sense of epistemic responsibility.
What is epistemic again?
It means the responsibility to believe things, or the inherent understanding of the consequences of believing something, whether it be true or false. I think that is a qualifier for that. And it's essentially, it was based on, is it okay to believe in a religion that you can't prove is true?
Well, that's the whole point of religion.
Yeah,
if you could prove that God was real, it wouldn't be a religion anymore. It would just be
it'd just be
fact.
science. But there's certain things like being an ardent fucking televangelist, probably not responsible, because what you're believing may indeed be damaging the bank accounts of elderly people who are
so it
seed
damages
money.
their fucking bank account, sure, but they'll pass on well into the afterlife because they've donated so much money. That's what they're paying for. It's like Scientology.
Yeah.
But televangelism and Scientology are very different things.
Yeah.
In no way, shape, or form are they only really based around squeezing as much money out of the populace
We'd
as possible.
certainly never insinuate
I
that
would
in a
not
public
do
platform.
What is that? What is that fucking dude's name? The big televangelist?
Was it Joel Osteen?
Joel Osteen.
He died, didn't
Sounds
he?
right.
I think he died and went to hell, if I remember
It's
correctly.
proven. Science.
We all got a
Didn't
phone call
Joel
that day,
Osteen
and he was
die?
trying to get out, and we were all like, sorry, man, I don't know how to do that, Joel. I think he did. I think he was one of the ones that died, and everyone was so stoked.
Nope, still alive.
What?
Yep.
Who's the one that died?
There's another one. I was gonna say Joel Osteen seems too young. There's another
Who am I
guy.
thinking of, then?
I think we're thinking of the same guy.
Yeah, because another televangelist died, and everyone was stoked. Damn, it wasn't Joel Osteen? Hold on, spaghetti and meatballs.
It was this guy.
I can't say that one.
What is his name? Kenneth Coleman.
Mm.
That guy.
Oh, yeah, that fucking guy.
Yep, exactly.
COVID-19! He's trying to spit away COVID-19 using his fucking magic private plane.
This is one of my favorite pictures of him. Have you seen that little video clip?
Yeah.
Where he does the whole like, oh, everything's happy and healthy, and I just really want to make sure that you never ask that question again. And he fucking points in her face.
Yeah, that guy.
With his blackened leather handbag skin.
Yeah. Oh, that guy. It's people like that make me wish there was a hell.
At least he's not a Scientologist. You know?
We can't prove that he's kidnapped anyone, so he's at least a little bit better than he could be. Yeah. Not that that has anything to do with Scientology, of course. Winky blinky.
Wait, is he dead?
Is he?
Kenneth
Who's the one that
Coleman.
died?
I don't know. I'm hoping it's that guy.
Yeah, me too. Fuck that guy. Ah, shit. Spaghetti and meatball. Ah, fuck it. Everyone knows that about me, I think. But they do now, anyway.
Let's see. Still alive.
Ah, God.
Somehow, he is 86 years old.
It's gotta be the devil, right?
It's gotta be the graces of God.
No.
That's what he looks like, apparently, at 86 years old.
Yeah, that's the devil, my man.
That's the fucking devil. God doesn't do that.
God doesn't make you look like that.
God does not make you look like you're 40 at 86.
God doesn't give you those eyeballs that look like they're on fire.
Flames and
the flames of perdition burning within them. Yeah, nah, fuck that. Fuck that guy. That is one thing about the afterlife that does frighten me, because there'll be, when I'm on a high, in a good mood, in a good state of mind, I won't be afraid of, potential nothingness of death. But at some points, I will be afraid, because you get this idea, when you die, maybe you'll be isekai'd into another world, maybe you'll be resurrected. Maybe
what is isekai?
That's when it's a anime manga trope where you die and get resurrected in another world. perhaps as a powerful monster or just as a normal person with video game skills, and it's all very power fantasy-ish escapism, literally.
Well, I mean, it's fucking anime.
Yeah. But generally...
It's escapism because 90% of the fucking male population in Japan is a worker man.
Yeah, and that is another trope of isekais, is that the main character is usually a 30s or 40s employee of a black company who is literally worked to death, and then he wakes up in a fantasy world and he's like the coolest guy ever. And it's all fluff, which I like, because like we said,
look at that.
I don't want to think about dark things when I'm trying to relax.
Yeah, thinking about positive things and happiness in the afterlife affects no one negatively.
Yeah.
Unless you think that it is better than life and use that as justification to kill yourself or others.
There you go. Epistemic responsibility. That's what it's all about.
No, I'm doing you a favor. Life is suffering.
My dog told me to. But yeah, sometimes, especially when I'm having like panic attacks, I'm like, oh, what if it's not good, but not only not good, what if it's actively bad? Like, I know there's one time I was having a panic, and I was thinking like, the human body will pass out if you experience too much fear or pain. And then I was like, what if you die and you don't have that limit anymore, And that made me spiral pretty good.
Why would that be the case?
It wouldn't. It's super wouldn't.
It's like, what if you died and you just got your eyeballs ripped out for eternity?
Yeah, and it's exactly. I just had a vision of hell, which probably doesn't exist. But it's just the fact that we don't know makes you have these possibilities in your head.
And that's one thing that as I've gotten older, I've tried to understand and come to peace with is finding peace in ignorance and not frustration.
Space! Sorry, I had to bring it back for a bit.
Oh, there was. I was inputting spaces in between all the words that I was speaking.
I see. Yeah. So we have been doing the
entire
topic. Wow.
Yeah. Incredible. Pretty crazy.
But
yeah. The reason I fucking brought all that up is that astronomy is one of the things that has always brought me a lot more peace and enjoyment than I feel it brings out of a lot of other people. I feel like a lot of people see pictures of space and they're like, oh, cool, neat. But I, no joke, I think it was like 6 months ago, I want to say.
Weren't you talking about some like nebula you saw and you teared up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was NGC 6936 or something like that. I have it saved on my computer. I have a bunch of them saved on my computer. But yeah, I see that, and it just feels so fucking pure.
Yeah.
That actually exists.
Roiling chaos of space. And it's just doing its thing. Being out there.
Doesn't care at all about us.
It's just acting on. I mean, it's essentially like the real player audio visualizer. Essentially, it's acting out with legitimate real things. It's just there's a preset group of rules that it follows based on its initial condition.
As far as we understand, correct?
Yeah, it might be a reoccurring cyclical condition with no initiation, which would be hard to wrap your mind around.
Could just be something we don't currently understand.
Yeah,
we thought we had everything figured out in ancient Greece, even in the 1800s. Then all the physicists came along and started cracking down on assumed knowledge.
The point is, we're constantly wrong, and it's just roiling out there based on particular rules, and we don't even know if those rules will change.
Those are rules that we have created to make sense of it for ourselves.
Well, I mean, it's the way we conceptualize what's already happening.
Yeah, it's not like space came up and was like, "Hey, FYI, these are the rules that we follow."
Yeah, they didn't come down on a tablet in a golden chariot
on a fucking iPad.
We figured it out by writing it down and looking at it. And even then, we're still not capturing probably but a fraction of it, of what's actually happening.
An infinitesimal.
Yeah. And we still, once again, we assume these are constants and won't change for any reason, but that's not necessarily the case. The laws of physics might shift, just as everything else do. We have no idea. That's fun to think about.
Yeah. No, and I could see, like, in my teens, I could see that being like, oh, God! You know, like, lack of constants, like, I feel safe in facts.
Yeah.
But just the understanding that we're just making sense, we're making as much sense of all of this as we can with our current tools and knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And the thought of, like, we could be completely fucking wrong.
Yeah.
We think we've got all this shit figured out. We could be completely wrong.
Mm-hmm. I think that's an important thing to believe. And I think it's a good thing.
The humility.
Yeah. I think that will have made all the countless hours pondering things for no reason worth it. You know? Because a lot of people don't get to that. I could be wrong about something. Point.
Yeah, but I mean, in that case, you run into the whole ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
As long as you're not
there is a bell
making
curve.
actions that are negatively impacting yourself or others, then yeah, like if you're sitting there in rural Nebraska and you're like, yep, we've solved space.
The Earth's
okay,
been
cool.
here for
Then,
6,000
like,
years. Space. There's a big dragon in space, and we live on a disk.
All right.
Okay.
As long as you don't have a Wi-Fi.
I'm gonna kill people about it. God damn it!
Yeah, well,
come on.
See, you were fine.
You were in an okay place,
And now you're not.
and now, yeah, there's a bell curve. I think.
I think about that with, and this is a pretty basic level concept, or field, I should say, but with medicine.
Mm-hmm.
We look back at the way that we treated illnesses and ailments.
Snorting mummies.
Snorting mummies, leeches, and how
Mercury.
big leeches were, mercury, all the things that we did that either A, didn't do anything, or B, were actively detrimental.
Yeah.
And we look back on it now and we're like, that was so dumb that we thought giving cocaine to kids who have toothaches was a good idea, but we didn't fucking know. I really enjoy, not the fact that we are potentially and probably causing undue suffering to people because we don't actually know the best way to treat things. I really like the idea that in a couple 100 years people are going to look back and be like, chemo?
Yeah. We did this exact line of thought in an earlier podcast.
Did we?
Yeah. Because we were talking about, you just blast people with radiation? Why don't you just shoot the cancer? With
an actual
laser?
bullet. Oh, you didn't think to do that?
With your fucking nano bullets.
You had the tools to do this the entire time. Yeah, we just didn't know.
Yeah. Man. So space. Any thoughts on aliens? Because I don't think...
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I do.
What you got?
Something that's always bothered me about the concept of aliens, or at least I should say our concept of aliens, is that it feels like we are consciously or subconsciously seeking out this E.T. alien.
What a nice one.
No, just the physical form. We expect, when we think aliens, we think about, like, who created the initial gray alien with the big head, with the large black eyes, and the skinny body, and skinny arms, and skinny legs?
You know,
the stereotypical alien.
I found this out, where that sort of idea came from, earlier this month. With the life of me, I cannot remember.
Yeah. Well, regardless.
I was doing something else.
That, I feel, is how we consciously or subconsciously think about aliens. And people are like, is there life on another planet? You know, essentially saying, like, is there something that we could talk to if we understood its language?
Yeah.
And,
it could
be, is there water? And I feel like when we are searching for life,
we're looking for carbon-based.
We're looking for something that
humanoid.
We can interact with.
Yeah.
You know,
not a fucking a neutrino-based creature.
It could be something that we don't even understand.
Sound.
It could, and this
patterns.
is something, like, I think it was Neil deGrasse Tyson, which is, it's easy to make fun of him, but he is an astrophysicist.
Yeah.
He has a lot of knowledge and ideas. But I remember at one point, he said, for all we know, worms could be trying to talk to us.
Yeah.
And we would have no concept. And that's worms. You can hold worms in your fucking hand, and we would have no way to know whether they are using their little worm technology that we don't even understand
to worship
or
us.
know that exists to contact us.
Yeah.
And they're right there.
Yeah.
So the thought of like, oh, we're gonna send signals out.
Yeah, I was thinking about this very thing because I was like, we're sending all these radio signals out. And for all we know, aliens aren't getting that because they use fucking, quantum radio.
And they just don't understand radio.
They haven't turned
They're
on
either
their
so
actual
far
radio.
beyond or behind.
Or they never used it, yeah.
That, it could be hitting them and they just go, oh, what's that? I guess it's nothing.
And there could be, like, thousands of fucking populations of advanced, peoples of various types, all using different communication systems to, reach out into space, thinking that there's no one answering,
Just how narrow our concept of life is.
Mm-hmm.
I remember thinking this a long time ago.
Do you know they made a I think it was an iron or like cyanide based life form in a lab once?
Oh.
Yeah, they made a kind of sort of life form that was on a fully different base system. I think this is true. Or maybe it was a theoretical concept that could work. Anyway, it was like the opposite of us. It had to breathe and drink poison and shit.
Which really isn't the opposite.
No, I guess you're right. We gotta ingest heavy metals from time to time.
I remember thinking this a while ago. It's like, aliens could just be really fucking small. And we would never see them.
That's true. They could be little
aliens could be really big.
And we'd never see them.
And we'd never see them.
Yeah.
We're expecting aliens to be something that we can see visually as well. They could be invisible.
Yeah, they could be just
not visible through any real spectrum that we either have available or think to use.
Could move through separate higher dimensions.
Like
they couldn't be lower dimensions.
Dimensions is like another tier.
Yeah, there's a lot to think about here.
But, like, what? Fuck it. What if planets? What if a planet is a living creature? And again,
what if all of them are?
So this is again being like, oh, we know what living creatures means, or definition of living creatures, but maybe they could communicate. Is that what it takes? Is for these creatures to be able to communicate with each other? What if planets can communicate? Does that mean that they are intelligent life forms? This is so we just think about like, oh, we're looking for something that's between like an inch tall and 12 feet tall.
Yeah.
Fuck it, like 100 feet tall.
We definitely do want to find something that can interact with us.
So it's the interaction, the communication is really what we're looking for.
Because if we find something, regardless of whether or not we know it's alive, if it's fully different from us, we can't, we won't have an arrival moment. They won't be able to, draw shapes because they're fully separate. Like, indelibly, unreachable to us in some way. Like if they're higher dimensional or some other shit. We just can't touch. There's no need, at that point. Like, oh, we'll wait for the next one that can, play bocce with us or some shit.
Like goes,
yeah. We like,
to you. Its own little laser pistols, and we're like, oh, aliens, finally.
Real ones.
Real aliens.
Not this weird Lovecraft shit. Oh, speaking of Lovecraft, have you seen that thing? It was something about, it was talking about Lovecraft books, and they were imagining, like, what would you do if a group of ants were all wearing robes and sitting in a circle and chanting your name? Like, like if you were the Lovecraftian deity to some ants, and you just heard them chanting your actual name. Like, you'd go over there and you'd be like, what do you guys want? And they could talk to you, and they're like, give us a pile of sugar, or kill this particular ant. You'd probably do it,
Yeah, I mean, mostly just because I'd be bored.
Yeah, and you'd be like, well, this is a story for sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to follow this.
It's like,
through.
okay, really, like, what are the... Okay. So, I mentioned before, I'm almost certain, the tattoo concept that I had.
Which one?
The god from Futurama.
Yeah.
The universe. In that episode, Bender gets shot into space, and he's a robot, so he's practically immortal. Gets shot into space, and ends up like a piece of organic material lands on him, and it ends up evolving, and he becomes a god for these creatures that have now, they were created on him, so he is, for all intents and purposes, their god.
Yeah, he's their dinner god.
And he's like, I'll help them out, whatever they need. And then, some of them move onto his back, or are forced onto his back, and then they end up warring.
Yeah.
And he tries to help. He's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know if I should help people.
Just trying shit. Yeah.
It's like, if I do something good, it still has a negative impact in one way, shape, or form, whether it's immediate or in the future. So he kind of realizes that, it's... At least what I took from it is, like, a laissez-faire. Like, the best thing you can do is kind of just set things in motion and let them do their own thing.
There was a thing about that in the ant Lovecraft thing as well, because they were saying, like, what do you do if the ant has a request you can't actually accomplish? Like, I want this other ant to love me. And it's like, well, I don't know how to do that, but I know I can kill all the rest of the ants
and
except
then
these two.
No choice.
Yeah. It'll be a monkey's paw, but you will have fulfilled the request. And it's like that kind of shit. Where it's like, higher beings, it
a lot of responsibility with great power.
And it's just the same. You could love these ants, but in the way you love an ant.
Like if your girlfriend turned into an ant.
Yeah, it'd be a little bit different.
It's the exact same.
No. Because these ants were never your girlfriend. No, I mean, they're just ants. They're going to live for, a few months. And you're really more interested in the colony than each individual ant.
What if you found a particular connection with one of the ants?
One of them was really,
your ex.
Caring.
And it was like, oh my god, she did turn into an ant. She asked me, and I thought she was kidding, but I told her I would, so now I have to. I have to love this ant.
Obligation is always the best thing to form a
relationship
on.
I promised. Till death do us part. You're not dead, you're just an ant.
You will be in 3 months, so I guess I'll just eat the 3 months.
Yeah, I'll just eat the 3 months.
It's fine, I did promise.
Yeah. You want to close her out?
Yeah, I do have a couple of conversation enders to choose from.
Okay. This is going to take a piss.
Me too. Do you want farts or poop?
Farts.
Okay.
Wow, you have them memorized?
No, I do, actually.
Wow.
Here's the one I wrote down. Quickly, help me think of more names for farts. I'll start. Butt moan.
Oh. Butt burps.
Butt burp. Food ghost.
Food ghost has been used.
Is it?
That's an old one.
My girlfriend told me that one.
Yeah.
Poo gas.
Bro.
That one's from Freakazoid, so I didn't think of that one either. That's why I need help.
Butt breath?
Starfish call.
This is dumb.
I didn't say they're all going to be winners.
This is certainly ending the conversation.
You thinking no more? I like starfish call.
I'm sure I could. I just don't care to.
Well, I'll be damned.
There's a lot of silence while thinking during podcast for this as well.
I can edit it out. I'm not
just
sure.
Rapid fire
tone just one
changes.
after the other, yeah.
How about farts?
Farts. Yeah, I was going to do more about singing, but you've taken the wind out of my sails.
Yeah, rightly so.
You've broken the wind out of my sails.
You did this.
You did this.
You did this.
I didn't do this.
You created something to be ended, and I ended it.
I made a machine that I didn't know what it would do. Is what happened.
Now you know.
I feel like God.
Yeah. So essentially, maybe you should just not.
Yeah, it was worth a shot.
Thanks for tuning in to Biscuits and Backshots. Go to theboneroom.com for all your baculum and toddler school needs.
No, they just had their Halloween party.
Oh, I bet they did, huh?
Yeah, you know what they did for decoration?
Skulls.
No, they just changed the light bulbs to red.
Not even orange.
Nope, red. Extra spooky, and the decorations are already there.
Yeah, it's all there. It's already
done.
Yearly Halloween
all
party.
year round, every day.
Yeah.
Well,
Good night.
Thanks for tuning in. Goodbye.